episode 8 of the Absolute Ultimate Escapist Comics podcast. I'm Tate.
I'm Persephone.
And I'm Dr. Pearl.
I can't believe we're on, 8 episodes at this point now. I'm not going to be in town the third week of January, so we won't have an episode then, but I will be here next week, so we'll have an episode for that. And you and I have to do our super special Best Comics We Read of 2025 episode, which we will record at some point.
Yeah, I would love to do
in
that
a
with
truly
you.
Herculean, magnificent marathon episode. But for now, we're just going to talk about new comics from the week and just stuff we're excited about. I don't really have any news other than that I'm going to go to Comic-Con for the Comics Journal.
Hell yeah.
I get to be paid to go to San Diego Comic-Con, which I've never been to and would never have gone to unless someone was paying me to go. Gonna get to hang out with Daniel Clowes, probably.
I wonder what hanging out with Daniel Clowes is like. No shade to Daniel Clowes. He's probably a very nice guy.
I've heard it's fun. Apparently, the Fantagraphics table is quite a good time.
Oh,
so
good.
I'm excited. But that's in July, so obviously quite a bit of time. But that's my news. Is I'm gonna get paid to go to San Diego Comic-Con, which is pretty hype. Other than that, I don't really have anything else going. I've got a few trades that I read that I think everyone should be picking up. We'll talk Batman issue 5 by Matt Fraction. We'll talk new giant clocky woman in the window, thanks to Dr. Pearl. But first of all, Pearl, take us away with an intro song. I'll wait.
We are the Escapist. We're your hidden gem. And if you like comics, we have all of them. So come to Escapist and listen to the podcast. You know that we love you, and that's all she said.
Very
Woo!
nice. I was just talking to Casey, my partner, and her mom about we're watching The Amazing Race, which is this really kind of goofy but ultimately kind of sweet reality TV show. And a few of the characters try to improvise songs, and they're always awful. And Casey's mom was like, "Why can they never do this right?" And I was like, "You guys have to listen to our fucking podcast because Pearl cooks every episode."
How does she do it?
How does she do it?
I should join Walter on a rap album.
I've been saying this.
I would love to see you two collaborate on the demon-themed album. We do have to briefly mention, Walter writing, an Etrigan the Demon-themed, rap album.
I want him to just write the demon.
I would love to see him
I
write
think
the
that would be
demon.
so fucking cool. It would have really interesting rhyme schemes. It would have some really fun literary references too, because he always includes literary references into his raps. Mm-hmm. Did he send you his Venezuela rap?
He did, and I haven't listened to that one. I haven't had the heart to listen to that one yet for obvious reasons.
Dude, that one's fucking crazy. Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's really good though.
I bet it is.
It's quite fun. It's on YouTube too. It's one of the first ones that is out on YouTube. His rapper name is just Rapper, which I think is really funny.
I like to imagine there's brackets around it.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan. Everyone go check out Venezuela Rap. I'll link it in the show notes. Mm-hmm. It already has 100 listens or something, which I think is just, I mean, obviously that's not a lot. He's not exactly fucking Lil Peep or something. I can't
Yeah,
believe
the
that's
pinnacle of rap.
Yeah.
Lil Peep.
Yeah. But it's I thought it was funny he sent me this fucking video. It was Venezuela Rap by a rapper, and it already had 99 listens from the morning of the fucking invasion. I guess not, invasion's probably the wrong word. The kidnapping. Mm-hmm. I was who are you? You're so fascinating. You fucking enigma. Yeah, I'll link that in the show notes. Get you 10 extra listeners. But yeah, let's just jump right into it, shall we?
Yeah, what do we want to start with first?
Let's start with Ultimate Endgame.
Yeah, let's talk about Ultimate
Because I just read that this morning. I also read Batman number 5 this morning. I was cramming this morning.
Understandable. Who among us?
I really liked this. I thought it was really fucking good. I really liked the, like, weird, freaky, kind of, like, gruesome horror thing going on with the Maker just, like, destroying the Eternals at the beginning. I thought the art was fucking fantastic.
I would love to talk about that for a second, because this
Yeah.
is it's like Jonas Schraff, if I'm remembering his name correctly.
Jonas Scharf.
Scharf, there we go. My dyslexia is killing me here. And Scharf is really interesting because I remember him being on the Ultimate Universe 1 year in special and being like, oh, this is really gas. And then he was on Incursion and I was like, this sucks. But then now back on Ultimate Endgame, it's really good again. And I don't know if he just like had more time to cook here or what, but like this has the same kind of like, I don't know, yeah, the like body horror. I remember seeing the previews where like the Maker is like, his face is like contorting and fucked up in all those ways. Like his like the angles are just wrong and a haunting kind of. And I was like, oh, we're back. We got him. We got Jonas. He's
Which
back.
I think is like a fun way to play with Elastic Man. Like just like the weirdness of his power, and then he's like invading the King of the Eternals' like face with his rubber fingers. It's crazy. And then I also like the thematic concept, and this is obviously not Schraff, this is Dennis Camp, but I also like the thematic through line of, like, I'm seeking to, like, be able to constantly, like, break and evolve my universe, and you represent the drive for things to never change, because you are eternal, and I can't have that, so I'm going to destroy you so that nothing is eternal other than my own will. Big fan of that. I really liked the Terry Dodson stuff later on. I guess Terry and Rachel Dodson stuff later on. Also, I'm gonna keep reading this issue by issue because it's really fun.
It feels like very much like a continuation of the Ultimates, and like that makes sense given that it is like the main title.
Who's not?
Oh yeah, okay, about the Dodsons, right? Oh, yeah. That, like, I still think the Dodsons feel kind of, like, tonally odd, but I don't dislike it. Like,
yeah, it's not bad. I think it feels ultimately like it feels like art, you know? It doesn't feel like it's been pumped out of the Marvel comics factory of sameness and sadness. I think it fits with the style of the Ultimates comics. Just like the Ultimate series, like I think there's an aesthetic through line, which I think is good because I do think Ultimate Endgame is ultimately an Ultimates comic, you know? So it should feel like one.
Yeah, absolutely. And
in much the same way that like Civil War should feel like an Avengers comic or whatever. I liked this a lot.
Yeah.
I liked the kind of like horror-y weirdness aspect of when they enter the Maker's city and they're like, what the fuck is going on? I like that Howard Stark is this like guy driven mad by living for thousands of years in the Maker's city. I like that the city is the Maker.
Yeah, that he's become like Yggdrasil, but also a city, and like his face is like the like hideous machine tree contortion of him. Like, I fuck with this. Like, it's very Ego the Living Planet in a very body horror kind of sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, and I want to put out a warning for people. If you are really invested in Ultimate Spider-Man, I would wait to read this until issue 24 of Ultimate Spider-Man comes out, because I think that's delayed. And Ultimate Spider-Man, I think issue 23 is the latest one. I think that comes out on a cliffhanger, and you don't know what's going on. And then I think, like, I don't know what happened, because I think issue 24 is not out yet, right?
It's not out yet, no. All the 23s just dropped.
Yeah, so 24, I think, was delayed, and I think 24 really should have come out before this Ultimate Endgame issue, because you're not really sure what's going on with this in relation to the last issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, because it ends on this like big cliffhanger. And then this is like not a continuation of that story at all.
Yeah.
And it kind of just disregards the cliffhanger of 23. So I would wait, if you're like really invested in Ultimate Spider-Man, to pick this up until after issue 24 is out and you can see where that resolves. Because I picked this up and I was like, what the fuck? Because the Ultimate Spider-Man issue 23 cliffhanger is really good and really suspenseful, and you really don't know where it's going, other than that it seems like things are going to go badly, and then it just jumps to this, and I would wait. That's all I'm saying. Yeah.
So similarly, they have left the Ultimate X-Men girls alone. Like they don't appear in this issue at all.
Yeah.
There is a cover, a really good Peach Momoko cover, where like the makers
I love the Peach Momoko cover.
Yeah, it's like the makers like pulling apart like the Storm Girl's face.
Yeah,
it's incredible. It's
I will also say the Storm Girl does appear on the cover A of issue 1.
Yeah.
But also included on issue 1 is Ultimate Wolverine, and Ultimate Wolverine does not appear in this issue, so it could just be like, we're including all the stuff, you know? I also quite like the Scotty Young variant. I'm a fan, which I'm rarely a fan of. But yeah, that's like kind of all the thoughts I had about Ultimate Endgame. I think it's like a fun continuation of the Ultimate line. I think it's going to be like a fun but ultimately not mind-blowing event or concept.
Yeah.
But I also think this is just really good comics. This is probably the best thing coming out of Marvel right now, honestly, since they canceled the Runaways.
Yeah.
Although I'm not up on my Fantastic Four, and you guys know that I've been loving Fantastic Four, so I can't really speak to that.
Yeah. And similarly, Ultimate X-Men, but that'd be about... It's like X-Men, Spider-Man, that's easily the best thing Marvel's doing right now. And then, rip to Runaways. You were a real one while you lasted.
Yeah. Fucking bastards.
I'll throw out a brief note about... Because I'm not going to talk about it much, just because the Ultimates 19 is, like, kind of intertwined. It, like, follows up on a lot of the, like... Janet Van Dyne being like a secret agent stuff that had been kind of like flipping the like Ant-Man is a domestic abuser stuff into like, and then even this kind of twists that back in on itself and like recomplicates like what being a traitor in this context means, and like filling in their relationship in this way that is incredible. I don't know, it's nice, it's beautiful. Like I don't think it's like top shelf Dennis Camp, but it's really good. I really enjoyed it. And you get to see kind of the other side of like, while, you know, Iron Lad and Spider-Man, etc., or whatever, are doing their thing over here, like this is what the different Avenger Strike teams are doing, and like it is nice to kind of see that happen concurrently, which is some of the more interesting stuff that happen. Like I don't like to read tie-ins to events, but a good tie-in will be like, here's these two things happening in kind of the same place in the ways that they're intersecting, kind of.
I also like that the tie-in is just like happening in the main line.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no, oh, and now you have to buy like 6 other comics. It's just like, no, if you're already reading the Ultimates, you're getting all of what's happening as long as you're also reading Ultimate Endgame. So it's like you really only have to buy like 2 comics.
Yeah.
To get the like main Ultimate event, and then if you wanted to like be up on Ultimate Spider-Man or whatever, that'll help you, and you should be reading it because it's really good. But you're not going to be like, I'm so fucking lost, like what's going on? I should have read every Ultimates title, which is good because some of them are not good.
Yeah. I was not going to read Ultimate Ultimate Wolverine.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Talk to us about Absolute Batman Ark M before we talk about the good shit, because that way we won't leave a bad taste in our mouths.
All right, so I would like to issue a formal apology to every comic, including Absolute Batman number 16, that I had harsh criticisms of this year. Because all of those comics, even the bad ones, could, like, construct sentences. Even if their ideas were bad, they could write sentences that were at least functional. Absolute Batman Arkham doesn't even pass like a remedial English
like
level of prose.
Editing.
The copy edit, like baseline copy editing, does not pass here. Does it have good ideas? No. Is it a fundamental waste of time? Yes. Is it a waste of Joshua Hickson's artistic talent? Yes. Because even given this shit script, my boy Joshua Hickson is cooking. He's cooking the best he can with what he's got, but it's pretty dire out here.
Such a bummer.
It really, yeah, I was really looking forward to this. I was like, you got the artist of the Deviant on Absolute Batman, like, let's fucking go. But Scott Snyder, so it's supposed to be written by Scott Snyder and Frank Thierry. I don't believe it was written by Snyder in any capacity. And because Snyder is like a prose writer, he like writes books. And so any project of his that you read, you can tell that background. Whereas like, this is not functional. These basic words are not correct. Like, he was cunning, but he wasn't stupid. And like, but that's not okay. Or like, there's like a lot of this book like really wants you to believe this child covered in blood shows up, and they're like, oh, he's just an innocent little baby boy. Don't like, there's not gonna be no big twist or nothing that actually the little boy covered in blood is the bad guy. And yeah, it's really embarrassing that they spend like an extra size issue trying to convince you that like this serial killer who looks like the Joker is actually the Joker when he's clearly not the Joker, and it's clearly this little boy.
The baby's the Joker.
The baby's the Joker, yeah.
The like, little baby.
They've literally already done the thing of like, what if there was an innocent looking kid and he was being kind of weird, but like, he couldn't be a spooky, scary guy, could he? Like, Absolute Batman 16 did that. Like, or whichever one is the one with the Joker in it. Like, they literally already did this bit, and then Frank Thierry just does it again. It's just, I don't know. I felt lesser for having read this, if I'm being entirely... Like, I kind of set it down and was kind of in a daze for, like, an hour, because I just felt like I'd wasted something fundamental in me.
That's kind of a bummer too, because I do feel like they could have just not made the Ark M Special. You know, they could have just made the like Ark M concept just be part of the normal Absolute Batman line.
Yeah.
And they could have just not diluted it. You know, I don't know why Absolute Batman needed like a special.
Yeah.
You know, it could have just been what it is.
It doesn't tell you anything new at all. Not a single new thing actually happens that's any relevant, other than like Arkham used to be kind of normal, and then there was a hostile takeover from Money Joker, who used to be a little kid, I guess. And then Deathstroke shows up at the end when Joker's like, "You'll get to kill him soon enough, my Deathstroke." And it's like, oh shit. Oh, we were having a little bit of a Looney Tunes moment.
That was beautiful. That was the quickest that I've seen you move, period. That was the most motor skills I've ever seen you exhibit.
See, that's the thing, is I might be like a little disabled girl, but like the second something gets knocked over, I turn into like, I start doing like spiderweb shit. I'm like, I'm on like 4 hours
great
sleep.
Motor skills.
Viewers,
are you the motor?
Maybe. Don't you want to ride your Harley?
Pearl's the stick. Pearl's the only stick Persephone knows how to drive.
Oh my god.
I guess we're leaving this in the podcast.
You left things in the last podcast that I was really surprised about.
I think the butt buddy stuff.
Yeah, I was calling each other butt buddies.
I'm listening.
That's in the pod?
I'm listening to your feedback, and I'm leaving more of the banter in.
No, thank you. You're right for that.
Yeah, God. Can't a girl do anything right?
No, you're doing it so right.
So let's talk about good Batman.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Matt Fraction's mainline Batman #5. This continues to cook with the gas that Matt Fraction and fucking Jorge Jimenez have been cooking with for the last 4 issues. If you're a Batman fan and you're not... Well, I mean, if you're a Batman fan and you're not reading the normal Batman line, like, that would be a little bit strange. Maybe you just don't pick up the floppies. This is worth picking up the floppies for.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Incredible.
I love the, like, Matt Fraction writing style where he's, like, let me inject like a funky piece of like real life into this while you're reading, because like the concept here is it's the title of the issue is Date Night, and the concept here is like we've all gone on that like first date where we're like not really sure if it's a date, but we both kind of want it to be a date, but like we also have to like keep up the pretense of like it's not a date. And then the date goes super weird and wrong, but like also in like the best way possible, you know? And that's this. It's like Bruce Wayne going on a date not date with this scientist that is like a genius that is like part of the Wayne Corporation, and like she's kind of into him, but she's nerdy, and he's kind of into her, but he's like really charming, but he also like low-key doesn't know how to date.
Yeah, he's kind of a dad.
Because he's Batman, and he's also kind of a dad. And I think that's like where Matt Fraction really excels, is like here's this like super slapstick, crazy, entertaining, dynamic superhero story, but paired with this like very kind of sweet human Batman as dad moment. And I really liked that. And then also the art, my god. I mean, this reminds me of like so much of the Frank Quitely, Grant Morrison, Batman and Robin part of the Grant Morrison run. Like it's just eye candy. Like you know what's going on the whole time, but it's so dynamic. It's so eye-catching. It's I don't even want to call it filmic, because I think that like suggests that it could be done anyway, not in comics. And this feels like David Aja and Fraction's Hawkeye. Yeah. In much the same way, because it's like you read that Hawkeye run and you're like, this could only be a comic. Yeah. The only medium for this is comics. That's the only reason that it's so good, is because it's a comic, and that's how I feel about this. You've got like all these incredible like frame by frame action shots paired with these like really fun like dotted line motions of like Bruce Wayne being like a charming badass.
Catching a lock of, like a ninja slices a lock of her hair off, and you watch and like you can perfectly track him like catch the little bit of hair in midair and give it back to her
as he's like driving off of a fucking overpass. Like it's really badass. And then I love the villain that he's introducing. I don't know that it's a first appearance of Ojo. It might be, I'm not sure. She might have like appeared in some random Batman comic. But
no, this she is new.
She is new? Okay.
She's new, and there was kind of a thing where she was for some reason called Lady Deathman, not in the comic, but like in promotional.
Oh.
We don't really know why.
I remember that. Yeah. I think it's like a fucking, that reads to me a little bit like a kind of like early era like manga translated into English, anime translated into English, like almost like an exploitation kind of thing, you know, where it's like Lady Deathman, and it's like, well, that's like maybe the most direct, ridiculous, goofy translation you could come up with of someone's name. But I like that she's just Ojo here.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
Her powers are so fun. Like, she's got this, like, crow ninjutsu and these, like, two glowing swords, and she's dripped to high heaven. Like, her outfit is so cool. Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez are on some, like, top-tier Naruto shit. Like, when Naruto was still really cooking. Bruce Wayne, like, he doesn't, like, it's not that thing either where he, like, meets a new villain and then gets his ass beat and then he has to, like, learn how to fight her. It's like, you're watching him adapt to someone whose power set he's not familiar with. It's just a fucking good time, man.
While also trying to keep his date in the dark about the fact that he can kick ass. Yeah. Like, he's, like, trying to, like, protect her in a dumpster and, like...
he's like, get down!
Throws her in a dumpster so she doesn't, like... See, and then, the hyperkineticism, like, there's just, like, that pink background shot of their, like, silhouettes, like, as she, like, ducks under him and his leg turns into a blur of it's sick as fuck. It's incredible.
Other stuff, huge fan of how he's writing Damian. Yeah. I really like, Damian shows up at the end of this issue. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's super fun. And there's this, like, really awesome, very, like, father and son moment that's, like, written really sweetly.
So good.
I think he's also, like, tonally a really good continuation of the Grant Morrison Quitely Batman and Robin stuff, which is not... That stuff's not mushy, because Grant Morrison doesn't do mushy, you know? But there is, like, a real kind of loving, but not perfect relationship between the two, because that's just the nature of a father and son. It's like, they're not... Stuff is a little messy. Stuff's a little goofy sometimes.
Yeah.
I just really love this. Everyone should be reading this. This is, like, some of the best mainline superhero stuff coming out.
Yeah.
I would not... Like, it's not as good as Absolute Martian or whatever, but Absolute Martian is, like, not a superhero title.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like an indie comic masquerading as a DC comic. This is just, like, the best Caped Crusader shit on the shelf right now.
Yeah, I would say this is easily the best, like, superhero... mainline superhero cape title. Like, it's incredible. The amount of, like... Yeah, the amount of emotional resonance this has is, like, Matt Fraction and Kelly Sue are both parents and have been parents for a long time. That's part of why they were, like, out of the game as long as they are. And now Kelly Sue's back with FML. I've not caught up on it. It did come out this week, but
I really
like,
want to read FML.
The few issues I've read are fantastic.
Corinne is fucking into it.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
really good. Like, all of the stuff about, like, Kelly Sue just, like, trying to reckon with, like, being a parent of, like, teenagers during the 2020s is fan-fucking-tastic. And David Lopez is killing it on that book. Similarly, this feels like Matt Fraction, like, absolutely channeling his, like, dadness into this book. And this is gold. This is, like, the best Batman has been in a very long time. I think it's just unbelievably fun. It's so sweet and charming all of the time. Yeah, like, not enough good things can be said about Jorge Jimenez, who's been on mainline Batman for, like, a long time. Like, he's been, I think, maybe even before the Tinian days. But, like,
he's really perfected it.
He's perfect.
He's figured out how to do Batman. I think you can see him improving from the beginning of the Zdarsky run to now. Like, everything is so clean here. And then I think you can also tell that Fraction is bringing some of his kind of veteran comics editing, layout, like, all of that stuff that comes with just, like, being on the job for that long.
Yeah.
I think you can tell that he's bringing that to Jorge Jimenez and their partnership. This really feels like a partnership between the two. Again, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but in a very similar way to how the Morrison Quietly Batman and Robin stuff feels. Because obviously Morrison, not an artist. Quietly, not really a writer. But together they're greater than the sum of their parts. And that's what this feels like.
Yeah, this absolutely has that kind of team sync that, like, when two or more creatives, like, lock the fuck in, like, and not enough good things can be said about the colors too.
Yeah, the coloring is just excellent.
Just delicious work all around.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm a little afraid. There's like a little nightmare I have in the back of my mind that, like, there's gonna have to be a fill-in artist at some point, and they're not gonna be Jorge Jimenez. They can be, like, amazing, but they're not gonna be Jimenez.
This pairs really well with Batman and Robin Year One. See how seamlessly I did that?
Oh, it was beautiful.
Magician,
transitions. It would make sense that you were good at
An
transition.
alchemist. Oh. Wow. Cheap shots. Fucking toothless comedy there. This feels like a real kind of, like, fun continuation, or not continuation, but, like, a really nice pairing with what I think is one of my favorite, like, really solid but not, like, mind-bogglingly good little sleeper hits, which is Batman and Robin Year One, written by currently DC's busiest writer, Mark Waid, and one of my favorite artists, Chris Somney.
Speaking of, like, teams that have been in sync for a long time, like, because of their Daredevil run, their Black Widow run.
Yeah.
What else did they do together?
They did another thing, and now I'm blanking. Whatever. Anyway, they did limited, like, little mini-series Batman and Robin Year One. We just got the trades in, and that's, like, a really fun Batman / Bruce Wayne learning how to be a father while at the same time being Batman, with Dick Grayson learning how to be Robin, and also, like, learning how to be a son again in a way that I think is really fun and interesting. It's not gonna, like, blow your mind, but I do think if you're, like, a fan of the Batman and Robin father-son dynamic, that's, like, a really nice kind of pairing piece with the mainline Batman stuff, just because it does feel like Wade really understands the assignment whenever he's doing Cape stuff, and I think you get to see, like, Wade making a Batman who's a really good father, and then Fraction writing a Batman who is, like, a veteran of a father now, and is, like, a really solid dad. And I'm a really big fan of that. Plus, Somni's art is excellent. Somni's art's so good. And there's stuff that's out in trade that I'm a big fan of right now. Again, Mark Waid, but this time with Dan Mora. currently DC's busiest artist.
Yeah.
And colored by Tom Bonvillain right now, which, again, we're huge fans.
She followed me back on Blue Sky today.
Oh, hell yeah. I think she just followed me on Blue Sky a little bit ago.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to try to interview her and Sophie Campbell together soon.
Friends of the pod.
Which would be really cool. Their Justice League Unlimited run, I think there's like 4 trades out right now. Super good. Really worth picking up. I love the Mark Waid, Dan Mora pairing, now with Tom Bonvillain. It's just like a really, really solid comics team. And that, I do think, is equally good Capes comics to like Matt Fraction Batman. But like a single hero comic is like such a different beast from like a team comic, you know? And JLU is really solid. I think it's really fun. It's a really great, like, if you just want to, like, get a sense of what's going on with DC All In and, like, the road to KO or something, but you don't want to read DC KO Fight or whatever, but you do want to, like, know what's going on. JLU is, like, the thing to get into, along with World's Finest. And the writing on that is great. The art on that is great. Just a really good Capes team comic. Pick those up. They're still coming out in floppies, obviously, but like you can get them in trade, and they're really fun to read in trade because they're writing to the issue but also to the trade. So one issue is a really good piece of story, but then a trade is a really good like story arc in one book, which is really nice.
Yeah, I feel similarly kind of about Fractions Batman right now too. Is like it's incredibly done like for the issue, but you can like already feel that the momentum in the trade is gonna go fucking crazy.
Yeah, huge fan. That's the DC stuff I would pick up. Wouldn't pick up any Marvel stuff right now, other than the 2 Ultimate issues that we brought up.
Ultimate bummer that Marvel's directionless and kind of a fart in the wind right now, which is really sad. Like, we're both Marvel fans. Like,
I really like Marvel.
Yeah, it's like I don't want us to like. I know the I know the kind of like usual response would be like, well, y'all are just like DC fangirls or whatever. And
No,
it's like,
we I was a Marvel fan until like. I was almost exclusively a Marvel fan until, like, last year.
Yeah.
And they're just not cooking with the gas that I normally associate with them. And now I'm just, like, almost exclusively reading DC stuff.
Yeah, DC's really got the gas right now. Although I will also say, I, just in, like, a brief kind of flip in the other direction, or maybe a critique of DC here, like, the Comics Beat released their like, most important or best comics people of the year, and their number 1 was like, I forget, it was like, it was not the editor-in-chief of DC, but it was like somebody like incredibly high up at DC, and multiple people pointed out like, oh, that was the lady who fired Gretchen Felker Martin for like, so, you know, as much as I'm glazing DC, and like well deserved glazing, I think, because they're incredibly good and pumping out just incredible stuff right now. The fucking shit that they did to Gretchen Felker Martin so that they could like kiss the feet of a fucking Nazi, like, who like spent his entire life like yelling at 18-year-olds, like
pretty rough stuff.
Pretty rough stuff.
Yeah.
That said, like, as far as the books published go, yeah, DC's great, and Marvel's just kind of not doing much of anything, and it's sad. We want Marvel to be good. Like, we like Marvel here.
I think that's kind of all I have. Kind of going to be like a tight little episode. Do you want to talk about Absolute Green Lantern?
Just really quick. I just like to bring up Absolute Green Lantern. I think it's the 3rd best, like, of these Absolute titles. I think, honestly, if you had to pick up one this week, dump Absolute Batman Arkham in the trash and then pick up Absolute Green Lantern. This book is so good. Even with a fill-in artist who I'm not, like, the most in love with, it's still incredibly good. It's an incredibly weird book, too. Like, it doesn't feel like a Green Lantern book. It's not a cop book at all. The masked Green Lantern Baz is in this, and at one point they're like, and he's like in the FBI, and they're like, hey, why are you wearing a mask? And he was like, oh, that was left over from a case. They stole my face, so if I look in the mirror, I cease to exist. Whoa. And everyone's like, that's crazy, dude. Why are you being so normal about that? Like, there's lesbian drama. There's weird, like, there's like a weird, like, eclipse, like a living eclipse motif that, like, has not been resolved on what is actually speaking, but it, like, keeps manifesting in, like, different ways in the text and in images too. I just think it's a really neat little book. Ewing's having a great time. He brings the wonder that a Green Lantern book should have, but often doesn't because, like, it's space cop shit. He really remembers the kind of, like, the Green Lantern issue of Swamp Thing.
Oh, yeah.
Which I don't know if
I haven't read that yet.
Okay,
no.
I won't say anything, but it's really, really good. And, like, it seems like Ewing kind of really understands the assignment of, like, what's interesting about these characters in a way that... But yeah, just read it. It's good.
Awesome. Well, I think that's it for us this week. Thanks for listening, everybody. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. We love y'all.
We love you, yeah.
We'll see you in the store. Bye.